1946. America comes home from the war and starts building cars. Within a decade, Detroit will build 9 of every 10 cars sold in America. 80 years later, the best-selling electric car maker on Earth is Chinese, and Detroit is in Washington asking for tariffs to keep it out of California. This is how that empire ends. In 1963, Chevrolet's Impala alone outsells the entire Toyota production in Japan, 832,000 units in 12 months. The only foreign nameplate Detroit takes seriously is Volkswagen, and Volkswagen is a curiosity, not a competitor. Detroit will not understand the future is rolling off a Toyota line in Aichi until it is too late. April 17, 1964, New York World's Fair. Lee Iacocca walks onto a stage and unveils a car designed in 18 months, named for a horse, priced at $2,400. 22,000 orders are placed before the day ends. 400,000 in the first year. The Mustang is the fastest-selling vehicle launch in American history. Detroit does not yet realize Iacocca has just created its most loyal customer base for the next 60 years. November 1966. A car nobody outside Japan has heard of begins rolling off a Toyota line in Aichi. Internal sales target, 1 million units. The Corolla. American magazines call it a toy and run no review. By 1972, more Corollas roll out of Toyota's plants than Chevrolets out of GM's. By 1997, Toyota will pass Volkswagen as the best-selling foreign brand in America. The toy will outsell every American nameplate in history. October 1969. Yutaka Katayama, head of Nissan in the United States, unveils the Datsun 240Z. 240 cubic inches, 6 cylinders, hand-stitched cabin, $2,800 American dollars. Half the price of a Porsche 911 and 3/4 of the speed. Within a year, Datsun dealers cannot build them fast enough. American showrooms begin adding $2,000 markups. In 1973, the 240Z is the best-selling sports car in the world. Porsche has been making sports cars for 38 years. October 17, 1973. Sheikh Yamani, the Saudi oil minister, announces an embargo on every country that supported Israel in the October War. Within 4 months, the price of crude quadruples. American gas stations run dry by noon. Drivers wait 6 hours for a half tank. The full-size sedan, the car Detroit was built on, becomes a financial death sentence overnight. Toyota dealers cannot keep Corollas on the lot. A new word enters the American vocabulary, stagflation. July 1972, Honda launches the Civic. Tadashi Kume, the engineer who led its development, has invented a new combustion design that meets American clean air rules without a catalytic converter. American engineers had called this impossible. May 1976, Honda launches the Accord, a mid-size sedan engineered specifically for American highways. Honda has been making a contrarian bet for years. The company will not export from Japan. It will manufacture in the country it sells to. Detroit dismisses this as naive. Within 7 years, Honda's Marysville, Ohio plant will employ 3,000 Americans and ship more Accords than Honda exports from Japan. January 1979. The Shah of Iran flees Tehran. Oil prices double for the second time in 6 years. By summer, Chrysler is hemorrhaging cash and 28 days from running out of it. Lee Iacocca, fired by Henry Ford the year before, has just taken over the company. He flies to Washington and asks for a $1.5 billion loan guarantee. Conservatives call it socialism. Reagan, then a candidate, is asked his position. He says the market should decide. The loan passes in January 1980. Chrysler builds the K-car platform on the cheap and survives. Iacocca repays the loan 7 years early. November 1982. The Marysville plant ships its first Accord. February 1984. GM and Toyota open NUMMI in Fremont, California. GM hopes to learn Japanese manufacturing. Toyota uses the venture to study American labor relations. The two will not partner on a major project again. September 1985. James Baker, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, gathers 5 finance ministers at the Plaza Hotel for 30 minutes. They agree to weaken the dollar against the yen. Japanese imports become 20% more expensive overnight. Japan's response is to build more American factories. November 9th, 1989. The Berlin Wall falls. East Germans drive Trabants westward to taste freedom. West Germans drive Mercedes-Benzes eastward to sell cars. The Trabants average 60 kilometers per hour. The Mercedes average 150. 4 months later, in Dearborn, Michigan, Ford launches a 4-wheel drive station wagon on a truck chassis and calls it the Explorer. Within 5 years, 1 in 3 new American vehicles will be an SUV. The American family car ends in 1990, and nobody attends the funeral. By 1991, the Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling vehicle for 10 consecutive years. It is also, quietly, the most profitable vehicle line in the world. Ford makes more profit on every F-150 than on most of its passenger cars combined. Across the Rouge River in Dearborn, the same engineers who once chased the European sedan now report to a division called North American Trucks. Detroit has stopped trying to compete with Japan on cars. It will instead spend the next 3 decades selling Americans bigger and bigger trucks. By 2024, the F-Series will have sold over 40 million units. May 1994. Toyota launches the RAV4 at the Geneva Motor Show. The name is Recreational Activity Vehicle, 4-wheel drive. Auto journalists invent the word crossover to explain why a car-shaped vehicle on a car platform with car handling counts as an SUV. October 1995. Honda launches the CR-V to compete. By 2024, 2/3 of every new vehicle sold on Earth will be exactly this shape. The category did not exist 3 decades ago. December 1997. Toyota launches the Prius in Japan, the world's first mass-produced hybrid. The press release uses the phrase, "the right car at the right time." The first generation will sell 58,000 units in 5 years. Toyota will lose money on every one. In the same year, in Wolfsburg, Volkswagen unveils a retro Beetle. Same name, completely different car. The original is still being built in Mexico. Inside Toyota's headquarters, an engineer named Takeshi Uchiyamada is being told to keep the hybrid project alive while it loses money. 27 years later, it will be the most copied powertrain on Earth. July 2003. 2 engineers in Palo Alto, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpening, register Tesla Motors. Their first car will use a Lotus chassis, a laptop battery, and an engineer's hunch that consumer batteries can be wired together to move a vehicle. 18 months later, in Shenzhen, a Chinese battery manufacturer named BYD begins production of a sedan that is essentially a Toyota Corolla with the badges changed. Western Auto Press calls this counterfeit. BYD's founder, Wang Chuanfu, has a different word for it: prototype. June 22, 2012, Tesla delivers its first Model S to a customer in Menlo Park, California. Consumer Reports rates it the best car they have ever tested. Tesla's stock rises 350% in 18 months. Detroit calls Tesla a science experiment for celebrities. Detroit is technically correct, briefly. By 2017, Elon Musk is sleeping on the floor at the Fremont factory, and the company is erecting tent factories in the parking lot to hit volume targets. Musk coins a phrase for the chaos: production hell. Tesla survives. The two American automakers that called Tesla a science experiment, General Motors and Chrysler, had filed for bankruptcy 3 years earlier. September 2015. Volkswagen's diesel emission software is discovered by researchers at West Virginia University running on-road tests for a clean air nonprofit. 11 million cars worldwide have been cheating tests for 7 years. Eventual cost to VW: $33 billion in fines, buybacks, and criminal sentences. July 2017. Tesla begins production of the Model 3, the first electric car designed to outsell anything Detroit has ever made. October 2017. Mary Barra commits General Motors to an all-electric future with 20 new EVs by 2023. By 2024, GM has launched fewer than half. Tesla's market capitalization exceeds GM's by a factor of 10. March 2020. Tesla launches the Model Y in the same month American factories begin shutting down for the pandemic. Within 3 years, it will be the best-selling car of any kind in the world. July 2020 in Liuzhou, China, Wuling launches the Hongguang Mini EV at $4,500. It is the size of a smart car and outsells the Tesla Model 3 in 2021. Meanwhile, in Aichi, Akio Toyoda, the grandson of Toyota's founder, is quietly betting the company on hybrids. He believes the world is not ready for pure electric. By 2024, nearly half of every RAV4 sold globally is a hybrid. Akio is, for now, right. April 2023. BYD passes Volkswagen as the best-selling car brand in China, ending Volkswagen's 40-year reign at number 1 in the largest auto market on Earth. Fourth quarter 2024. BYD beats Tesla in pure electric vehicle deliveries worldwide, 525,000 units in 3 months. The world's best-selling new energy automaker is now Chinese. 40 years after Detroit dismissed Chinese cars as cheap knockoffs, Detroit is asking Washington for tariffs to keep them out. The best-selling single car of 2024 is the Toyota RAV4 by a hair. But the company that has won the future, 67 years after this race began, is Wang Chuanfu's BYD. The empire that started in Detroit in 1957 ends in 2024 in a Chinese battery factory.